Remind these people that are in Washington and in state capitals all over the country and in your city halls that they work for you, not the other way around. It's just unbelievable. Hey, how about fair share? Speaking of fair share, and I was talking about fair share stuff and getting your fair share. Get a fair share. Is this a fair share? WNDWorldNetDaily.com is, and this is a story that's been all over. McCaskill, Missouri Senator Claire McCaskill, her spouse got $40 million from the feds. Businesses affiliated with the husband of Missouri Senator Claire McCaskill received almost $40 million in federal subsidies for low-income housing developments during her first 5 years in office. Though it appears only a fraction of that has made it into the family's bank accounts, according to Associated Press analysis. However, McCaskill's Republican challenger, Todd Akin, says the federal payments should be a cause for concern among voters. Basically because, McCaskill's out there saying, yeah, come get your Obama house. Low-income housing development. I got my Obama kitchen in my Obama house because Claire McCaskill made it happen here in Missouri. Now, there is a conflict of interest. Now, if she were a Republican, this would be blown up all. If this were Mitt Romney, you would get 24/7 wall-to-wall coverage about this. Mitt Romney's second uncle, 4 times removed, earned $40 million from the federal government. That would happen. But no, it's a good Democrat. Claire's a good Democrat. She's helping everybody get an Obama house in Missouri while she's getting $40 million richer. Her husband didn't get all that. Well, how much did he get? Story doesn't tell us that. How much? Well, come on, Rod. Only a fraction of that made it into their bank accounts. How much is a fraction? A fraction of $40 million is still a lot of money. I'm sure it's not a few thousand. Well, it's $40 million and, they only got $1 million. Guess that's getting their fair share. Man, oh man. So, your right to sell stuff is going to be infringed upon. What's next? What is going to be that's what people should be asking. What is going to be next? I've got I've got some more audio here I want to go over. It has to do with Paul Ryan. And this is from Michigan Live, Michigan.com, mlive.com, Michigan Live. Everybody's doing the Michigan right. No, I'm sorry. I love Bugs Bunny. Love Bugs Bunny. Vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan, his interview with ABC 12 reporter does not end well. Now, they make it sound like that Paul Ryan threw off his microphone and stormed out. The political world is abuzz about an interview exchange between Republican vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan and ABC 12 reporter. Ryan sat down with the Flint, Michigan-based station for a one-on-one interview. Now, the reporter, Terry Camp, asked if the country has a gun problem. Now, Paul Ryan responds that this country has a crime problem, not a gun problem. Ryan goes on to say that the country has strong gun laws, but some are not properly enforced. Now, this is where things begin to get interesting. And I'll play you the clip in just a second. But Ryan says the best things that we can do to help prevent violent crime in the inner city is to bring opportunity in the inner cities to help people get out of poverty and so on and so forth. Then the reporter, Terry Camp, responds, and you can do all that by cutting taxes with a big tax cut. Now, Ryan says, that's your words, not mine. Then someone off camera says, thank you very much, sir. And Ryan begins to take off his microphone and stand up. Somebody said that's all. Right, they make it sound like in the, vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan's interview does not end well. He didn't end it. Somebody else did. They said, thank you, that's all, sir. But they're making it sound like Ryan had a hissy fit. This is, I saw some headlines. Ryan has hissy fit. I didn't make that stuff up. I wish I did. But it's all over but here's the clip. Here's the clip. You tell me.
Does this country have a gun problem?
This country has a crime problem.
Not a gun problem.
No, I mean, if you take a look at the gun laws we have, I don't even think President Obama was proposing more gun laws. We have good, strong gun laws. We have to make sure. We have to make sure we enforce our laws. Yeah, we have lots of laws that aren't being properly enforced. We need to make sure we enforce these laws. But the best thing to help prevent violent crime in the inner cities is to bring opportunity in the inner cities, is to help people get out of poverty in the inner cities, is to help teach people good discipline, good character. That is civil society. That's what charities and civic groups and churches do to help one another make sure that they can realize the value in one another.
And you can do all that by cutting taxes, with a big tax cut.
Those are yours, not mine.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was kind of strange.
Trying to stuff words in people's mouths?
Well,
I don't know if that's strange.
No, but it sounds like you're trying to answer the question. I think that's a little odd.
Yeah, that was...
And with that, the interview was over. And Romney, Ryan, they've been talking about cutting tax rates, but have not been very specific on how they were going to do it. And Mr. Ryan was not specific with me today. He is going to Oakland University now for a rally there. We're going to have much more on our interview with Paul Ryan coming up on ABC 12 News at 11. For now, we're live in Detroit. Terry Camp, ABC 12 News.
Well, like Paul.
The interview was over. How could he get specific? It was over. Somebody else said, that's all. Thank you very much, sir. That was it. How could he get specific? The interview was over, and he didn't even end it. They even have it recorded. They're the ones that did it. And yet they still try to say that it was Paul Ryan's fault and that he was snippy, snotty, and snooty. And somebody else off camera says, after Ryan says, well, I didn't say that. You said it. After thank you very much, sir. That's all. Well, Mr. Ryan didn't get specific with me in the interview, as you saw. Well, it was over. He didn't have a chance. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't. Yeah, ended the interview. Now, maybe it could have been Ryan's handlers in the background say, okay, that's it, because that's not what you were asking. You were asking about gun laws, and you're trying to say, well, you're gonna enforce gun laws by cutting the taxes in with a big tax cut. You gonna tell me that this reporter is unbiased? He was an idiot. And then he made himself look even more foolish as he tried to cover up. Yeah, as you can see, Mr. Ryan, he wouldn't get specific with me on the tax cut stuff. Well, the interview was over. He didn't get a chance. I don't know where they, what happened to journalism? I know it's now the lamestream media. I fully understand it, but really, who killed journalism and when? I mean, because this is not journalism. Folks, this is not journalism. It's the Obama news media. It's not. It's not. I'm going to make a whole bunch of different clips about that because it fits. It fits. I could probably play that song from now until doomsday. But well, I guess we won't get into that part. But come on, folks. I mean, let's be somewhat serious about this stuff. For an instance, okay? Really, we've got a government that is hearing a case that has already had precedent set. That you buy something, you own it, you get to sell it and dispose of it however you see fit. We've got a case going to the Supreme Court that is challenging in this country, challenging your ability to buy a DVD and then resell it to somebody else. We have got Obamacare, health care that is going to mandate that every single man, woman, and child have health insurance, whether they want it or not. And it has to be the kind that the government says is okay. I mean, like my old plan of a major medical plan or sometimes called catastrophic medical is going to be illegal. I'm not going to have that choice. I cannot be creative. When I buy real estate anymore, I cannot, I can show and prove that, the property can handle this type of creative transaction. Nope, you cannot do that anymore. I can't sell my house that way. I can't dispose of my property how I want to. We got the president who signed an executive order in a law back in March that says it's a federal offense to protest wherever there's Secret Service. And, of course, wherever the Secret Service is going to be the president. So it's going to be illegal to protest near the president. Now, did you ever think that this kind of stuff would be going down in our country? So don't tell me we're not heading for the 51% on the government dole. We're at 49. Did you ever think? Did you ever believe in your wildest dreams that in the United States of America, you would have 49% of the people getting some sort of federal government assistance? Did you ever think that when 50% of the population is paying 98% of the federal tax burden, that you would get people saying, oh, they need to pay more? What? 100%? I mean, did you ever think that there would be 47% of the working class in this country that does not pay federal income taxes? Did you ever think that in this country? So people tell me, well, that can't happen, Rod. Oh, BS, it can't happen. It's already happening. It's happening big time. And I'm the mean and evil one. Whenever... It is so bad now that when I bring facts, absolute, unadulterated, irrefutable facts to an argument, facts that nobody can dispute, I'm still the bad guy. Oh, Rod, you need somebody who loves you. You are just so blind, blind, blind. I'm blind? It's the facts. What's wrong with